Hey guys, so this is our second edition of Let's Talk About Business, and I'm just going to jump straight to it. So just as a quick recap, I am both a millennial and a young professional. I am in sales. I actually am in real estate, and I apologize for recording this video in my car, but sometimes you got to do what you got to do. This is the only place that I really had time to do this. So I'm sitting outside a house waiting for some clients to show up, and just thought I would talk about something that's been on my mind lately. And that is specifically recruiting millennials. So as 2016 wound down and we're all getting ready for 2017 to pick up, it's kind of a natural part of my world that we have these lunches with various brokers, and what it comes down to is everybody is trying to recruit new talent to their teams. So I thought that why this is all fresh in my mind, and I have a second here to record this, that I would talk about from my perspective as a millennial, what recruitment works and what recruitment doesn't. So I think before we go on, the number one point I want to make is, as 20 to 35-year-old young professionals, especially sales guys, we are not wholly different than any other generation was before us. But there are some things that I think that some of the people who were at least trying to recruit me this year kind of forgot about being young and professional. The number one thing that a millennial will value is transparency. And so the more complicated your sales pitch is, the more complicated your marketing is, the less likely I am to tune into it or even subscribe to it. So for example, in our world, we all operate off commission splits, and I was sitting down with somebody who was trying to convince me to leave my startup company to go to something a little larger, not quite corporate large, but it of substantial size, much larger than where I'm at now. And they told me that I could earn up to 100% commission where I didn't have to make my splits, but they had this program where everybody starts off on the same, and it's performance based. And it took the presenter, the guy who I was having coffee with, almost 15 minutes to explain to me how much money I would make if I left my company to go there. If anybody from my company is watching this, please know I don't have any plans on leaving. And I think that anybody who hangs out with me on a daily basis would know that. But it's just, this is how millennials work, is we want to be brand loyal. We want to work at some place that makes heart sense and head sense, and we don't want it to be complicated. And so for those of you out there trying to recruit these millennials into your sales forces, just keep it simple and keep it transparent. You know, if you work for a company that is not going to be transparent, don't try to be transparent, and talk with your company before you talk to guys like me, because of the dozen or so sit downs I had in the past couple of weeks, I could have outright rejected probably 90% of them on the first 3 sentences of the conversation. So as a millennial and a professional, I value transparency above everything else. And if the guy at the top is going to be making more money than I am when it comes down to it, I'm not going to sign up. In fact, we are a generation that is redefining how communication works, and part of what I mean by that is we were never, as a whole, we were never really put in a spot where we couldn't negotiate something better for ourselves. We couldn't make changes. We couldn't tweak something that, you know, I'm not a subscriber to the idea that everybody got a trophy and that's what ruined us. But I will say that we grew up in a world that everything was negotiable, and we were, if you said the right things, if you knew the right people, if you changed the right things about yourself, we were told we could achieve anything. And then now we're in our 20s, we're entering the workforce, and we are ready to achieve our goals. We're ready to reach our dreams. And so it seems like the more and more I talk with older business professionals, they don't seem to understand that. They don't seem to understand the idea that I'm not just going to accept anything at face value, whether it's good or bad. It's not going to happen. I've grown up with the internet at my fingertips, communication with halfway across the world, and instant messages, and I'm going to ask questions. I'm going to do my research. I'm going to dig into this, especially if I'm going to sign up to work for you. I want to know everything about you, both the good and the bad, and anything that you don't tell me, I assume you're trying to hide from me. And you know, that might not be the case, but that's how it feels. And I just think that there's some people in the marketplace who are really taking these ideas and doing great things with them, and there are some people in the marketplace who are not. I don't know if they're trying or if they think what they're doing is working, but I'm telling you, 5 years from now, the business is going to look different. No longer are we the generation that says we want to sit behind closed doors and make deals. We want to meet at coffee shops, and we want to hang out with the people we're doing business with. We want to go on vacations together. We want to travel. We want to have fun. And I don't think that's wholly different from the previous generations at our age. We are just given the free rein by the age that we grew up in to reach for the stars, and so that's what we're doing. So in closing, because I do need to get off here, and I think this is starting to become a bit of a rant, I do apologize. I did not want this to be a rant, but this is something that I do definitely have strong feelings about. But in closing, just keep it transparent, keep it honest, and know that we're going to do our research. Know that even if we sign up to work with you now, unless that you take the right steps to make us brand loyal, we're always going to be looking for the better deal. And if you're not the best deal out there, just tell us up front. Don't make me waste 6 months of my life to get into this, to figure out how things really work. Just keep it simple, keep it transparent, and keep it short. And so I guess with that, we will wrap up volume 2 of Let's Talk About Business. Look for another one of these next Tuesday. I do think next Tuesday I'm going to talk about retention and developing a retention plan, knowing what millennials are looking for as far as what we want our companies to be, so that we can be brand loyal and we can be proud of who we work for. That's very important. But for now, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like or the subscribe. And as always, guys, live simple, be free. Thanks.